Welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back to another show. Welcome back to another episode. Good morning to all of my viewers, listeners, and Soul Tribe family. The name of this program is called It's a Conspiracy, But It Ain't No Theory. On today's episode, I'm going to be discussing gang stalking, plus surviving the New World Disorder per usual, surviving manufactured chaos, surviving manufactured karma, surviving white genocide. My name is Adrienne Alese. I am the author and creator of a book trilogy called Lucy's Lair, Part 1, 2, and now 3. I officially have the #1 show providing TI resources dedicated to helping the targeted individual community develop higher levels of understanding, practicing mindfulness by spreading awareness on gang stalking, deep-seated political corruption scandals, occult programming, scapegoating rituals, satanic sacrifice, and other politically motivated hate crimes. Covering true crime, making this real, raw, unfiltered news. The objective of the opposition, or the Counterintelligence Program 2.0, is to subvert all of the target's potentiality and to terminate or punish all supporters and sympathizers, to round down the target's output and audience, to marginalize the target, to eliminate connections and networking ability. And so why does the narcissist always ruin special days like birthdays? When it comes to their scapegoat, it's interesting because the narcissist will make it a point to spend or make time to spend with other people that are less relevant, like coworkers and friends. And they'll make it a point to spend a great deal of time with these individuals, either, at a potluck or a barbecue or a birthday party or just whatever. But then ritualistically, always somehow tends to forget. And the root cause for why they do this is because they're jealous. And the reason why they're jealous is because they're insecure. It's mentally ill. It's struggling with its mental illness. All right, and so one of the things that my traffickers and gang stalkers tried to brainwash me or manipulate me into thinking or believing, and in an attempt to discredit what I was saying, my story and my word, my truth, they would come out and they would talk about child sex trafficking almost every day. They put it in movies, and it was almost as if that was their way of trying to say, I'm too old. But, if you have to go that far out of your way to discredit somebody, then you're obviously lying. It tells you that there's active passive surveillance, and watching the target covertly, but it doesn't elaborate. So I went ahead and added some actual evidence, factual evidence, so that you can see this is how they're getting all of your information, so that they can run these counter-proliferation suicide squad programs that attack your mind, that attack your psyche, that profile your mental state, and that use your thoughts and your ego as a weapon against you. So all the information they're ever going to need is coming from the devices, and I've provided evidence showing and proving how they're able to hack the system. Not just hack the device, but also to watch you through it. And it does say right there, Apple security, hackers are watching you. They still are to this day. And so the reason why this is relevant, because everybody in the world knows that Hollywood is infamous for trafficking. They're traffickers. This is what they do. But how is it that they're able to traffic so many people and never get caught? How is it that they are able to exploit and murder and run these psyops or these counter-proliferation programs, targeting programs on so many different people and never get caught? Like, Who in their right fucking mind is being attacked by the COINTELPRO and not doing their fucking research and not making videos and not filing police reports or at the very least calling the police out to make a report so you can catch them in the act being criminals and not doing their jobs intentionally, causing sabotage. So, but what I'm saying is, everybody knows that they're traffickers. Everybody knows that they live to exploit people. This is how they make their money. This is how they're actually making all their money. But how are they doing it ritualistically and not being caught? Well, I'll tell you one thing right off the top is they're able to do it remotely. They're able to use the devices to do all the heavy lifting for them. And now it's as simple as probably, maybe even just touching a button. And they're able to exploit people that easy. So targeted individuals or trafficked victims are predominantly women. 65, so despite the contrary belief, despite what the mainstream media has been brainwashing everybody to believe the last 4 years, and they've been saying that that Hollywood is guilty for trafficking children. That may also be true. According to the evidence, according to the research, and according to my witness account, firsthand account, and testimony, I can honestly say that 60 to 70, and I'm going to even round up a little bit and say 75% of targets are white American women or those who identify as such. Gang stalking is an illegal operation or a hate crime that is sexually and politically motivated towards women and their children. So, but yeah, so how are they doing this and getting away with it? How is it that you don't see any, like, huge... Like, you don't see nobody, like Michael Jackson got, like, I think it was a $20 million settlement he had to pay to one of his victims for sexually exploiting them. So, but what I'm saying is, when's the last time you ever heard of anybody in Hollywood really ever going to prison and losing everything and being caught up as the traffickers that they are? I mean, when's the last time you heard of anybody in Hollywood having to pay their victims a fucking $60 million settlement? So you mean to tell me you all know that they're traffickers? You talk about it all the time. The mainstream media talks about it almost every day, about how they're pedophiles. And so, but when's the last time you've ever heard or seen one of them go to prison or jail? When's the last time you've ever heard any one of them ever have to pay out a $50 million settlement to one of their victims? Okay. That spells corruption. Thank you. And so money is one of the things that the trafficker will use to exploit their victims. And so I don't know if anybody saw the video that I posted to YouTube or if anybody's had a chance to check it out. But I called the police out here and I captured them on video being corrupt and not taking a report and just instigating and agitating the incident. But right at the point where the police officer asked me, is there any reason why your son would be disrespecting you, or why would he be disrespectful towards you? It was one of the stupidest questions I think anybody has ever asked me, and it just kind of like dawned on me when he asked me that the only real reason why people like myself get put in this position in the first place, and I mean I wrote 3 books about it, so I think I know. I consider myself somewhat an expert at this point on the topic, on the subject, and the reason why we're taking advantage of the way that we are is because we don't come from a wealthy family or from a very powerful family, and because we don't have money. And it was right when I said that all of a sudden Jerron just took that as an opportunity to devalue me and discard me because, number one, it's true, and number two, this is what they do. They will take all of your money, then they will blame you for being broke. Or they will exploit you for not having money as a vulnerability because they have a job that empowers them. And so, in short, it was just a really great example providing evidence of how what I said is true. This was a perfect example for them to show how they abuse their position of power. And so my show is my job, and so I do technically have a job, and I take a lot of pride knowing that I empower everybody every day, and it's a great feeling knowing that while I'm able to empower myself, I'm also able to give back and empower everybody else as well.